Good afternoon, traders. It is Thursday, June 25th, 2015, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Hey, you know, it's been kind of an exciting day today, even though the statistics would not indicate that. We ended up closing out about negative $400 on our trades that we brought in from yesterday, and we're carrying positive about $1,400 going into tomorrow. You know, you add that up, maybe we made $1,000, maybe we did. That remains to be seen. But regardless, it was an exciting day because of a couple really big trades that we had, and I will discuss those individually in just a minute. I predicted that the Dow was going to go down today, and down it went, although it did start positive, and then it kind of lost momentum and ended up coming down here and bouncing off our middle red line. And because it found some support and resistance for going lower on the middle red line, I am going to predict that the Dow will go up tomorrow. It doesn't, you know, there is quite a bit of resistance at this middle red line, and I don't anticipate that it's going to break through that tomorrow. We'll just have to see, and you know, what happens happens. Anyway, the reason I was kind of excited about today was we did have a couple good trades. I'm going to show you what happened here in addition to simply the Dow. By the way, the Dow sold off 75 points today. So that was a pretty good sell-off. And this is the second day in a row it's been down. But I think the range kind of tightened up today, as did the amount of points that it fell, and I really think it looks like it could turn around from here. So that's what I'm predicting for tomorrow on Friday. Let me show you some of our individual trades. By the way, we got into 9 new positions, mainly because of this pop-up at the beginning of the day. You know, I just hate that when it happens. And as a result of, you know, the pop-up followed by the sell-off, we have 9 positions. 3 are positive, but 6 are negative, which isn't a really good ratio. But in spite of that, we're still positive with our open trade, and I'll show you why on that. But let me just show you kind of representative sample of the trades we have. This is a new stock for us, and of course you've heard me complain we are having a little trouble with our new stocks. This is SHAK, S-H-A-K. That's what is it? Shake Shack Incorporated. Shake Shack Incorporated. Don't ask me what that company does. I do not know. But anyway, we had the good pop up here on the open, and then you know, I think it got up to maybe $700-800 up here positive, and then it basically failed. And we're negative $900 on that. But looking at that chart, that's not, you know, that doesn't look like a disaster. We could still end up making money in Shake Shack. Who knows? We'll have to see. But it was kind of a smallish trade, and we had most of our trades were smallish today. I'll show you another smallish one, but this one also a new stock for us. It's called Etsy or Etsy. I think it's Etsy. This, you know, was open pretty much neutral, but then it had the breakout at the end of the day, and we're up about $600 in Etsy. So You know, whenever I see this, I get a little interested because a long time ago I did a very extensive study on breakouts, and I found out that breakouts that happen at the end of the day are oftentimes more reliable and have a higher percentage of profit than breakouts that take place at the beginning of the day. The problem here is by far the majority of breakouts take place at the beginning of the day. If you really wanted to be patient and design a trading system that had a higher percentage of accuracy than ours does, you could put a filter in and say you're only going to take breakouts at the end of the day, and I think you would have a higher percentage of accuracy. So anyway, blah blah blah, I don't know if that's interesting to you, but the ETC trade here is a breakout at the end of the day, so I'm fairly optimistic about this trade, although, you know, it could end up just big nothing too. I will show you a couple trades now that were not big nothings. This first one, of course, I did show you yesterday. We finally got out of ZNH, China Southern Airlines, and it did come back a little this morning. Look at these steps here, you know, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As to say, it was a 4-day trade, and actually we got, technically we're stopped out on this trade, but I'd like take this kind of stop out any day. We were stopped out with almost $4,500 in profits, and we really didn't give up too much from where we were yesterday. So I was happy to be out of it and take our profits, and this, of course, kept us from showing a big loss on our closed out trades today. One big trade in there, and that saved the day for us. Now I'll show you the trade that saved the day for us in terms of our open trade. Remember, I said we had 9 trades on, and only 3 of them were positive. So you would normally think, well, that means you're going to lose money. We didn't lose money, and I'll show you why we're not negative in our open trade. This is THC, which is Tenet Healthcare, and I want, you know, I'd like to give a little lecture on how to trade. I like to enter all my trades on stop orders, and the reason for that being is there are certain kinds of trades you just can't hesitate on. I mean, you hesitate a minute and you're lost. And so if you have a stop in there, it gets you in, and not only that, it keeps you from thinking about it, because it's real easy to look at a trade and say, okay, it just hit my buy signal, what should I do, what should I do, should I wait, should I take it right away, and so on. And I'm not going to tell you, I have given up probably hundreds of thousands of dollars waiting, because the really big trades, and this is an example of a really big trade, they just don't wait at all. You got to get in, bam, just like that. Anyway, had to stop in on this, didn't get bad slippage on it, actually, because it was just in there, got in there right away, and away it goes. And Tenet Healthcare, when it was up here, right here at the top, we were up about $6,000 in that trade. It did back off a little, but we're still holding like $4,500 in it. So it's really a big one. So, yeah, you know, and because of this one big trade today, we have positive open trade equity, even though we had 6 losing trades in our 9 positions. This goes to illustrate something, and I keep repeating this, but it's an important thing to understand about trading my method. We get about 70% of our profits out of only 5% of of our trades. So you look at the last 2 days and what do you see? We got this huge trade in China Southern Airlines, and today we have this huge trade in Tenet Healthcare. And that's where all the profits are. There are no other profits at all. This stuff is offsetting a lot of losing trades, and actually, quite honestly, kind of crappy stocks and markets overall. But you get these big babies in there, and they take care of you, and they've taken care of us in the last 2 days. So anyway, whenever I can't have a bad day when I see a trade like this. I just love trades like this, because this is why we trade a big portfolio. This is why we take all the trades. That's why we're system traders, and that's why we make money. And there's no other explanation. So I love this trade. Anyway, so Trader Bob's pretty happy, had a good day, and I'm signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow on Friday.